Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm going live on both YouTube and Facebook. Let me just make sure I'm up and running here. I am. Okay. All right. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to do some uh, tarot readings, maybe. I'm going to do a little show and tell from um, a company I ordered a witch box from a while back. Let me bring it up. I want to give you the website. I should have had this up already, and that is my fault. All right, so the company, I'm going to show you this witch box I'm doing. But it's a company, so for all of my Australians, she's great. Takes a little longer to order from her because I'm in the States. It took about 9 weeks, and the first time it came, the package got lost, which is no fault of hers. It's our company, our postal service. Let me just copy that link. Okay, now I'm going to just pop that right on in. Okay, that is not what I wanted. Oh. I'm sorry it's so loud out there. My kids, it's Sunday morning and they're loud. There it is. Her website, Among Sisters. So I had ordered the Dark Moon kit because I work with Lilith for 3 days at the end of every month, or at the end of every dark phase. I do a Lilith devotional with candles, and I do a devotional work to her. So I felt that this witch's box would be perfect for that. So let's just start with the candle. It comes in this really cute black box. I wish she could have joined me on air, but the timing in Australia is so different from here. I think they're like almost 18 to 20 hours ahead of us. But this is for honoring the dark moon. And you get this beautiful black candle. Just look at the craftsmanship of that candle. Show it to all my Facebook Live. I mean, it is just exquisite. And it smells absolutely lovely. You could catch her on TikTok as well. I believe she goes under Aramid Sage. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's the little candle that I'm going to use for Lilith, the dark moon energy. It also comes with some dark moon bath salts. And see, it's just got some salt, herbs in it. Now you could use this for magical properties, in your spell work, or you can use this to take a spiritual bath and soak in it. Dark moon. She is an incredible candle maker. So if you're looking for exquisite candles, and I mean any kind of candle, my hands are all black now from it. Candles to, hi Gail, how are you, hon? Good to see you. Happy New Year. Hi Melly, how are you, hon? Good morning. It's a beautiful morning. Yes, it is. I agree. What was I saying? You could use this in candle magic, spell work, or you could dress your candle in this if you wanted, or you could take a spiritual bath in this. It's your choice how you use it. It is excellent for cleaning and cleansing. Yes. I love black salt. Even, even though this is a bath salt, you could still you could sprinkle this around your entire property and put up that field of protection, because black, the color black, is a shield in a way. It. Why do you think a lot of witches wear black? Think about this. Why do we wear black all the time? Of course, I'm in blue today, but why do we wear black? Black, I mean, I love black because it's slimming. Black goes with everything, but there's a subconscious thing about black. It's like a protection. It's like a shield. It blocks negative energy. Black. All right, I'm not done. I got 2 more things to show you, and then I'm done. Then she sends me a little vial of herbs, which you can pour into your spiritual bath. You can dress a candle. You could work with this candle and light another candle for a spell. Whatever you want to do. General rule of thumb, since this is dark moon energy, you'll hear a lot of people say that, oh, it shouldn't work in the dark moon energy. Hi, Samantha. How are you? Arizona is waiting for you, babe. Next time you come visit me, we're going. I don't know if I told you guys this. My kids asked me what I wanted to do for my birthday. My birthday was a few days ago. And I said, well, I'd like to go to Arizona. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's like an animal park. And the day we went, it was right after the holidays. Everyone was back to work, back to school. So we literally almost had the whole park to ourselves. And I mean, the 3, they call them baby grizzly bears. The kindergarten grizzly bears were really putting on a show for all of us. And I might share those pictures a little later. I shared some of them. My daughter got some great pictures of these 3. They're 24 months old, so they're huge now. They're almost 400 pounds each, and they're going to get up to between anywhere from 700 pounds to 1,000 pounds in weight. They're grizzly bears. What's interesting about these 3 bears is the fact that they were orphaned. Their mother had died, but they keep a DNA database of they came from Montana, I guess, and there's a DNA database in Montana, and their DNA matches that of the DNA of one of the biggest grizzly bears in the state. So these guys are going to be big boys or big girls. There's 2 girls and a boy. They're adorable, but we got to spend some quality time. I mean, like, there was a wall there, but they were wrestling, and they were just, I love bears, big happy bears. So then what was the other thing we experienced? Oh yes, the herd of bison decided to just stop in the middle of the road. We sat there for about 30 minutes before we could move. And one of the babies was like right in front of the grill of our car. And I mean, it's just beautiful. I just love the element, being in nature with the snow. And I've only been there in the spring and the winter. I have not been there in the summer or the fall. So I make it a point to try and go every season. But I had to get out and I wanted to go see animals. So that's where I went. Arizona. If you're ever in northern Arizona, do check it out. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, and last but not least, she makes these things called coffin candles. Coffin candles. It opens up. So what do you do with a coffin candle? There's a lot of things you could do with a coffin candle. You can do baneful work, or you can do work to rid yourself of something that no longer serves your greater good. So you would take a petition, you know, just let's hypothetically speaking here. I got a list here of books I want to buy. Pretend this is a petition. You just take that petition, write on it, anoint it, do whatever it is you want to do, shove it in there. So, okay, here's a perfect example. Say someone wants to quit smoking or drinking. So you'd write a petition about punishing yourself and from that. You'd put it in there. Obviously, you're going to have to take twine and twine, burn it upright. These are well worth the price. They're 20 bucks each, but they're worth it, okay? And there you go. You have your coffin candle for banishing and binding. You can hex too with this. I like buying things where you have multiple options. And go check out her website, because especially if you're in Australia, she's having some special right now for all her Australians, and shipping is free. But Aramid Sage, she really has a gift. She is one hell of a candle maker. You could, any candle you want. Hecate, Lilith. I believe she even does, she makes candles for people who work with the demons and stuff. So I think I saw her making a candle for King Admodius and things like that. So she does all kinds, not just the Wiccan and the Witchy, but also the demonolatry as well. She's a one-woman store where you can find just about anything you need candle-wise. Go check her out, Amongst Sisters. But that was my Witchy box haul for, I think I ordered this back in September. I did. It was back in September. The other thing I'm going to share with you today is I discovered this place probably about 6 to 8 months ago. And since the pandemic started, exaggerating here, I think good morning, Pam, how are you? In fact, perfect timing. We were just having this conversation. I think since the pandemic started, I have probably accumulated over 20 books. Okay. I have an addiction. Okay. It's called books, and I can't stop. So since the pandemic started back in May of 2020, I have this addiction to books. And I found this place called Thrift Books. I'm going to put the website up. I apparently ordered so many books. I'm going to copy the link. For those of you that are in Facebook, I can't copy the link and put it in there, but I am going to copy. So you can go to my YouTube channel and find all these links. Thrift Books. So if you go to Thrift Books, apparently I bought so many books that I was entitled to 3 free books before January 10th. And so I decided to take advantage of that. So my free book I got was The Final Prophecy of Nostradamus. Interesting. It has a lot of his quatrains in here. And so I kind of look through them and correlate them with the times that we are in. I haven't really started reading it yet. Yes, it's a very bad book addiction I have. It could be worse, right? So anyway, I bought that. Then I am very fascinated with Hermetic studies. Hermes Transmagenda. I can't even pronounce that guy, the prophet's name, but Hermes, Prophets of Hermes, the Emerald Tablets. So I got a book about the Kabbalion. Okay, it's a freebie. The other book I got I don't have right here. It actually got really bad reviews, and that's what intrigued me. It had such bad reviews by occultists and pagans. I said, "Oh, what the hell? It's free." Right? So I went and ordered it, and it's The Lesser Keys of Solomon. Okay, so the guy who wrote this book kept left a lot of stuff out of it. Um, Mostly the darker stuff he decided not to publish. Now, you can get that book if you want in other forms where it does publish the darker stuff. But The Lesser Keys of Solomon, it had gotten a lot of bad reviews from a lot of occultists, so I had to buy it. And even in the last night, I read it for about 30 minutes before I went to bed. And hey, Deb, how are you? I don't think you should leave. Um, if someone wants to dabble in that and they're not versed in it, then let that be their own undoing. Let that come, that's on them. So the preface of this book, I was already a little miffed because it's talking about how he left out. I have to show you the book. Okay, this is the book, The Key of Solomon the King. Okay, and so it got a lot of bad reviews. And so I thought, well, it is a freebie. And when they give you freebies, you're not going to get your $30 book you have on your wish list. You're going to get the thing that's under $5 or $10. What I like about this company, Thrift Books, is the fact that you can buy used or you can buy new. So some of the books that I have purchased, I don't have any of them around me except for the new ones. Some of them were used. Like, for example, there's this book I bought, which is kind of out of my character. I don't usually buy things like this, but I can't remember the name of the author. The name of the book is called The Dark Arts. Now, the reason I bought the book is not because I'm into the dark arts, but it's because someone said to me, hey, Kathy, someone said to me, there is about 4 chapters in that book all about astrology. You would really enjoy it. Okay, so I did peek into it. Chapter 7 has a thing on astrology, and it's pretty enlightening. I don't agree with everything in the book he's written. There are some things he's written about. I can't remember the name of the author. I'm sorry, you guys. I should have had the book here. Anyway, it has about 3 or 4 chapters on astrology, which I find interesting. But one of the things he was talking about is one of the reasons people get into the dark arts is because they need ultimate power and control. See, I'm not that kind of a person. I don't need ultimate power and control. And there's a lot of us out there who don't need that. It just doesn't serve our greater good. But I bought it because I went into it with an open mind, which is what my occultist told me to do. Go into it with an open mind and read it. You're going to love the 4 chapters on astrology. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I did peek into it in chapter 7. And I said, okay, I won't jump ahead. I'll start reading it chapter by chapter. But this one, I don't know. Like I said, I've only read the preface, and it's already talking about some of the things he's kept out of the book. Apparently in the Book of Solomon or in the King of Solomon, there is a grimoire Ferum. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Grimoire Ferum, and it's attributed to Solomon, but that's where he talks about the darker stuff. Hi, Marna. I got to make sure I have my glasses on to read this. Marna, hello, how are you? So anyway, take it with a grain of salt. I feel that, any kind of book you read is some sort of knowledge, even if you don't agree with it. It's an enlightenment. So yes, I got that book for free. So check out Thrift Books because you can really find a lot of stuff on there. I have a wish list going on there. And so with that wish list, it kind of gives me notifications. For example, there's a book I'm looking for. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you my wish list. It's hard to come by. If I put it on this wish list, I might get lucky one day. Oh, and look, there's one that happens to be there. So I'm looking for, I don't know how to pronounce his name very well. He's an author from China called Koa Sui. So his first name is spelled Choa, middle name Kok, and then last name Sui. He writes a lot of books on pranic healing, pranic crystal healing. He's got a couple of books out. So one of the books I have on my wish list is called Pranic Healing. The other one is called Pranic Crystal Healing. Very, very important to tap into this energy, because I don't know how to explain it. I try to explain this to the younger witch community, and I don't think they get it. You have to step out of the witchy bubble and look into other forms of, I don't want to say divination, but other practices. You know, that saying, you can't hex if you can't heal. Healing is one of the hardest things we can do as practitioners. We can do it, and it's absolutely more worthwhile than a hex. Healing is harder to do. So this pranic healing book gives you the keys and the discipline and the education to learn how to heal, not just yourself, but others as well. Then the Pranic Crystal Healing book, which is like an $85 book, is about healing as well through crystals. Now, you know me, I'm a bit of a crystal whore. Philosophies. Thank you, Pam. That's the word. Different philosophies. You have to step out of that witchy bubble, as I call it, and explore the Eastern philosophies, Hindu philosophies, things like that. Uh, doesn't mean you have to practice these philosophies, but knowledge is power, and it doesn't matter where you get that knowledge from. It's power, it's education. Exactly, Pam. You took the words right. Different perspectives of the same truth. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So yes, Pranic Healing. I've been wanting this book. Apparently it's available. There you go again, buying books. Knowledge of various healing arts it is imperative. Yes, ma'am. 100%. And learn different perspectives of the same truth. Absolutely. So yes, those are some books I've been wanting, completely out of the witchy realm. And then there's a couple of others I'm looking into getting that are on my list as well. Pam in the Facebook chat has told me that the Magical Cash book written by Damon Brand is absolutely awesome, and it actually really, really works. So I hope you don't mind me saying that, Pam. You had told me that once before, so it's kind of my mini book review, so to speak. Grab my coffee, my confetti. But yes, check it out. This thrift books, really good, and I have a whole list of stuff on my wish list. If you're into Bitcoin and you want to know a little bit more about that industry, there's a book called The Bitcoin Standard by D.H. Damp. That'll explain more about the crypto world for those of you who are don't know much about it. Those are so then there's a few others, like I have a couple on here from my occultist that I'm taking classes with, Balkan Mon. He's got some stuff about the goddess Kali. There's a book I actually want called Tarot Magic by Bulkhead Mon, harnessing the magical power of the tarot, because I do a lot of my spell work using the tarot. It's become something that has worked very, very well for me. Knowing the various healing arts. Absolutely. We must know the various healing arts. Um, I think even in the pagan and magical world, people that sit there and say, no, I don't, if it's not pagan, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to discuss it. That's just as being indoctrinated as a Christian who won't explore other things, or any religion for that matter. Do you like the mug? This lovely lady with green eyes out in California gave it to me. Anyway, just to go out there and explore other options. It doesn't have to be pagan, okay? Just explore other philosophies, other methods of healing. Healing is very important. It's something that is a biggie with me. But there's all kinds of things on here you can throw in your wish. You could share that online. I did that over Christmas. I told Maya, these are the things I wanted. So what did she buy me? Where did it go? No, it's a book by Dorothy Morrison. She makes great candles, by the way. It's a darker book. It's about hexes and stuff. I haven't really looked at it yet. I got a lot of books for Christmas. I do want to do one more show and tell, and then I want to show you the United States' chart for a minute, because I want to talk about that. I got myself a beautiful, yes, I know, I need more crystals, right? Did you, Pam? A selenite sphere, orange selenite, and I couldn't resist. Um, my mission is to get more of these and get them bigger and better and have them surrounding my entire house. So my next mission, I think I'm going to search for, is an obsidian or an onyx one. But selenite, I love it. I could just, you could just sit there and feel it. You could feel it. All right, I'm a little nutty with crystals. Hey, sweet butterfly girl, how are you? Good to see you. Happy New Year. All right, let's get the glasses on. So I printed this out. It's not the greatest of prints. I have to change the ink in my computer, but I wanted to go over this really quickly before I pull some cards for everybody. This is the chart of the United States through my method of astrology. Okay. There are 85 different ways to run an astrology chart. Okay. And we have a lot of talk going on through TikTok, through YouTube about the United States' Pluto return. So if we go into my software, which I have up and running right now, and we punch in, let me bring up my United States here. Okay, good God. And we punch in the United States. And we calculate. And then we go to interpret. And we're going to interpret. Actually, what I'm looking for is not, I'm looking for the progressions, the transits and the progressions. So I'm going to do a 3-month progression on the United States of America. And I'm going to calculate that. And I want to show you something, because this never happens. And when I do an astrology reading on someone, this never comes up because nobody lives 250 years. It never happens. So what we're getting ready to go through here. Did you really? Yeah, they're addicting. I know. All right, Linda, here we go. Anyway, I'm hearing a lot of astrologers talking about the Pluto return for the United States. It's going to happen in February. The Pluto return, the Pluto return. And I'm going to write more about this eventually. But for now, they keep talking about Pluto is going into the United States' second house. And I'm sitting there going, well, where are they getting that from? I'm confused. Okay. Like I said, there's 85 different ways to run an astrology chart. So with that being said, astrologers are like a pair of shoes. I'm going to use this as an example with myself as well. I mean, there are some astrologers you see, myself included here on YouTube, who you don't really vibe with. Okay. And then there's some astrologers that you vibe very well with. If you don't vibe with me, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, there's 85 different ways to run an astrology chart. I just happen to practice the 16th century Nostradamus method, which is an ancient form. But where they're getting this information from is Ebenezer Shibley. He was an English astrologer. A lot of these astrologers are running it from his software, the Shibley method, the Shibley software. And that is where they're getting their information from. Now, I'm going to show you this chart, and I'm going to explain it to you. It is very different from what some modern astrologers are seeing. Okay. With that being said, let me bring up the United progressions here, and I want to run this by you because I find it very interesting. I'm going to post this in a newsletter, word for word. And there's only 5 words because this never happens. Even when I'm doing readings on people, this never happens because we don't live 250 years. Okay, so a lot of astrologers, modern astrologers, are saying the 22nd of February is when the United States goes into its Pluto return. What exactly is a Pluto return? Okay, well, Pluto goes into a planet and it stays every 12 to 15 years. It takes 248 years for it to make its entire way through the entire belt of the zodiac. Okay. So this is a biggie. So let me bring that up. Hold on. This is considered like a major astrological event. So, in my method of astrology, Pluto is going to make its, as I call it, the conjunction of Pluto. Pluto conjuncts Pluto. This is where it's making its full circle. I have it on 2/20/22 at 11:31 a.m. exact. Usually, well, any of you who have gotten your progressive readings from me will understand where I'm going with this because it goes date by date by date. It tells you what energies, and we've got a lot of stuff going on with Pluto. This transit will not occur during a person's normal life span. That's what it's saying for the chart of our United States. In the 16 years that I've been running this software, I've never seen that ever. There's always a first. So what does this Pluto return mean? Well, there's a lot of things I could say about this, but I am going to come up here next week and do the forecast for the dragon shifting. Patreon gets all 20 to 25. And the general public's going to get about 3 or 4. And my Patreons are going to decide. So if you're in Patreon, listen up. I'm going to let my Patreons decide which ones I should share with the general public. There's some big ones and there's some doozies and there's some that are very, very important that need to be said. Um, but how do I put this? The United States is getting ready to go through a major transition. Anytime you're dealing with a Pluto return, this is do or die. We either come together as a nation or we fall. And, it took more than one day for Rome to fall. Pluto returns are a true test of whether a country can sustain itself and stay governing its people, or is it going to crumble? That's Pluto return. I'm looking for some notes I wrote about this, so if you could just bear with me for 1 minute. I don't know if that's right. Bear with me, you guys. All right, so yeah, so my astrology says this is where the United States undergoes this once in our lifetime. These are incredible times to be alive. Kind of scary, but incredible at the same time. This is a once in a lifetime event that's getting ready to happen. This means that this is the first time ever that the United States has had their Pluto return. Other countries have already had a Pluto return, and some countries are going on their second or third Pluto return. Places like England, which is a very old country, have had many Pluto returns and many transitions and many transformations through the ages. Look at Great Britain's history. Persia is another country called, it's originally Iran, but the history of Iran, many Pluto returns through their lifetime. So the United States is a very young nation, very young nation. So basically, we as a country are kind of at a turning point right now. And you can see this. Yes, lots of death, sweet butterfly girl, and it's only going to get worse. This next dragon coming in Scorpio is, you think you've seen death with this COVID? You ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing. I will say this as an ancient astrologer, out of all the dragon tales that come to the surface, the one in Scorpio scares me the most because I know how deadly it is. And I know the kind of damage it can do. This is a dragon tail coming that is unrelentless, has no feelings, doesn't give a shit about your feelings, does not care. It just go, go, go. That's where the platonic phases come in. They're going to be 100 times more stronger. Scorpio's planet is Pluto. When I talk about platonic phases, there is scorpionic energy there. And you're going to see lots of, what does Scorpio rule? Witchcraft, metaphysics, the occult world. I already see it on TikTok with people fighting with each other. We've got witches cursing other witches. The shit is real. It's like, oh my God. Okay, wake up calls is what each and every one of us is going to experience with this next dragon energy. I am, however, going to be coming on here on the 18th when it officially shifts. I believe that is a Saturday. I'm going to Saturday morning when this shifts with a little article about it to let you all know. Patreon, you guys already know you're getting all 20 or 25 in the next 48 hours. So it is going to be a gnarly dragon. I don't know how else to say it. But I want to talk about this. This is the United States. The United States is a Cancer nation, and I'm trying to show my Facebook people as well. The United States is a very puritanical nation. It was founded on very puritanical views. The irony of this is it was founded on the freedoms of wanting to practice their own religion. And it's interesting how 200, almost 50 years later, that people are being chastised for it. Not much has changed. Anyway, we are a Cancer nation, and the United States has a stellium of 4 in its first house, right there. The stellium is a Jupiter in Cancer, a Sun in Cancer, a Mercury in Cancer, and a Venus in Cancer. So we have a lot of Cancer energy. This is definitely a Cancer nation. And at one time, we lived up to our mantra of caring, helping the poor, helping the less fortunate. It's it's not an accident that the Statue of Liberty is very similar to Goddess Hecate, the Lady of Justice. If you look closely, there's a correlation there, in my opinion. I could be wrong. And I do apologize for my ugly nails. All right, so skipping down to number 2, how you see the dragon's head sitting there with the tail in the 8th. The second house is wealth, possessions, and money. The dragon's head's in Leo. So, yes, the United States can fall from grace, but with its dragon head in Leo, United States may be going through some dark days. But when you have a dragon's head in Leo, you are the king. And what I mean by that is, in some ways, the United States, we are the kings of certain things. Some things are not to be proud of, and some things are to be proud of. But anytime you have the dragon's head sitting on the second house, it is about wealth and abundance. And this is a country that has a lot of wealth and abundance. We have a lot of citizens that are suffering. We have a lot of children. We have issues. We rate like mortality, we're very low. Our education, we're very low. There are things that aren't to be proud of. But one thing I could say about the United States, when it does fall, it will come back, and it will come back stronger. Okay, so I want to move over to here, and here. First, I want to talk about this tail. And this is me basically giving you a freebie because I'm getting ready to give you a prediction of what's coming between January 18th, 2022 and July 18th, 2023. I made a mistake. I thought the dragon shifted again on July 23rd, 2023. I went and ran it through my software last night to be 100% precise, and I did make a mistake. It is not the 23rd. So January 18th, 2022, the dragon shifts into a Taurus Scorpio axis, and it stays until July 18th of 2023. You have 18 months of this energy. Do you notice that the tail of the dragon is sitting in the United States' 8th house? The 8th house is secrets. The 8th house is it's sex, it's drama, it's transformation. You also have, someone said the United States' moon was in Leo. Okay, that's not true in my method. Sweet butterfly girl, don't be nervous. I already have people hunting for me that don't. I put my account on private the other day because there was a big fight that broke out in the witch community, and it's a bunch of people. It's like it's the Santa Muerte people fighting the Stregas, fighting the demonolatrists. I mean, there's like this whole sector of people involved. I happen to be friends with somebody who has like a 10,000K following, and they were calling her name. So I stuck my 2 cents in and just said, that's pretty fucking rude. What are we? Stop acting like we're in the sandbox. Something to that effect. And I've got issues now, I guess. I've pissed people off, and now there's people hexing each other. This is what I'm saying. The TikTok community is good. It's a good platform. It's just, you're going to have some big, strong shoulders. big shoulders to deal with the fuckery that comes from that. Pardon my French, because I don't really know how else to say it. It is very Age of Aquarius fighting online, but it's also very Dragon Tail and Scorpio when it is the witch community doing it to each other. I mean, think about this. This is the same community that conservative Christians would not give us a second thought about burning us together. Whether we're a Santissima, whether we're a Strega, whether we're this or whether we're that, we're all thrown into the same lot. So this issue with us fighting with each other is bullshit. It's about ego. That's the key word here, ego. It's about ego and nothing more. And with this next dragon tail coming in Scorpio, it's going to be a wake-up call for those witches that are doing shit, that are breaking universal laws. There are universal laws when you go into the realm of magic that you do need to follow. Thinking that nothing will ever come to you because you don't believe in the rule of karma or because you don't have a conscience, Scorpio is going to sting you right in the bottom with that one. So yes, the witch community is getting ready for a very, very big wake-up call. So yes, you, sweet butterfly girl, you should launch a TikTok doing that. Let me know. I'll follow you and I'll promote you as well. I'll duet or stitch or whatever I have to do to promote you. Like I said, I've made mine private. Hi, Judy. How are you? I've made mine private just because I don't have that kind of time to sit there on TikTok and make videos because someone posted a comment that I didn't like. I'm a writer. I write. I sit on TikTok for the first half hour to 40 minutes of my morning while I'm having coffee, and then I move on and I don't let it control my day. That's it. We look nuts. We look insane. People aren't taking us. There's no validity to us anymore because of it. It's making our community look really, really bad. I know. I don't know if I wanted. That's why I put my thing on private, because a lot of, I've noted, like I said, keyword. So I've noticed that a lot of people come at other people because they have the same similar business, each other. Pyramid Sage, she had someone attacking her candles as well, and it was really to destroy her business. Nothing else, which is bullshit as well. Sweet butterfly girl, don't don't be I know you're nervous, but I can guarantee you, just by some of the people I know you follow on this platform, you're probably educated more on astrology than a lot of people I see on that platform. And I see a lot. I observe a lot and I say little. I said this to, I think it was Uncle Birch the other day. I observe a lot, but I say very little. If I do speak up, there's a reason for it. And I guess me speaking up the other day for some lady getting bullied, I guess I shouldn't have said anything. It was my own damn fault for opening my big mouth. But it just triggered me. You know why it triggered me? It triggered me because it reminded me of watching some of the kids I used to work with go on that playground and get bullied by these asshole kids. And I just kind of, I don't like bullies. I have no tolerance for them, especially the keyboard warrior. The bully that sits behind their TikTok account or their Facebook account and just is an asshole to people. Those are the people I can't stand at all. But sweet butterfly girl, if that's what you want to do, you do it. Let me know. I'll stitch your videos. I'll duet them. I'll tell people to follow. Because I've made mine platform private, I only have I have like 700 people following me. I'm not looking for hundreds of thousands of followers. And when it comes to the method of astrology, I know that the method that I do is a little different than the other way people do it. Like I said, there's 85 plus different ways to do an astrology chart. Okay, so I started on this rant and you got me started on the TikTok, and let me talk about this tail. The United States has a dragon's tail in Aquarius with the moon sitting on the tail. This is why this country is so secretive about their UFO projects. This is why. Okay, because that tail in Aquarius represents hidden secrets. This country, starting with Eisenhower and Truman, have been in touch with our futuristic brothers. They've worked deals out. This tail right here, with that moon, with this dragon's tail coming in Scorpio, it is about secrets coming to light. Here I go with one of the predictions for 2022's dragon. We will have disclosure. There will be a floodgate of information coming about how we have been working with ETs for quite some time, whether it's the Greys, whether it's the reptilians. We, as military, underground, hidden, all the hidden is going to come to the surface. So a lot of dirty secrets about our country are getting ready to be exposed in the next year and a half. This includes the UFO world. I've always known, so it won't surprise me. But it might surprise some of you, especially some of you out there who do not believe that there's any such thing as UFOs or ETs or extraterrestrials. You're going to get a big wake-up call about that. Because I'm convinced, and this is just my point of view, they're our maker. We are a science experiment. We're failing, but we're a science experiment. Anyway, dragon tail in Aquarius with the moon sitting there. This is where the UFO disclosure comes from. It will get exposed in the next 18 months. A lot of secrets are going to come to light. All right, moving on. I want to do one more thing here. Here is Pluto. Now, in some methods of astrology, people are saying that Pluto is coming back to the United States' second house, which is going to create chaos with the economy and so forth. That's not entirely true. Dragon tail in Scorpio represents finances. Okay. The dragon head in Taurus represents money and wealth and possessions. And this is where people, it's almost as if the rich are going to get richer and the poor, or the rich are going to get poor and the poor are going to get rich. I heard someone say this. I think it was my own astrologer, my own teacher the other day. My mother was listening to a video about him, and he had said something to that effect. And that's true. There is the entrepreneur placement going into effect where people with a very strong Jupiter, a very strong Taurus energy are going to get opportunities to become entrepreneurs, to make money. It is the year of the little guy. You're going to see a lot of rich having to pay their dues. Like I said, this dragon is relentless. Pardon my French. It does not give a fuck about you, your feelings, or anything else. Your children, nothing. It does not care. So that's why it's very important to follow the fluctuations of the moon. Follow those Platonic phases. Follow those Uranic phases. Follow those Moonic phases, because they're going to have more impact, especially those Platonic phases. So Pluto is in the 8th house of the United States. That is the house of secrets, the house of sex, the house of transformation. And the United States is getting ready to go through a transformation on itself. You can either go with the flow or it can implode on itself. I'm not taking civil war off the table yet. I'm not taking that off the table yet. November 2022. Remember that month. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see what Sweet Butterfly Girl is saying. Nervous that I am. We should be standing. That's okay. You know, I go on these rants sometimes. I think so many conspiracy theories have come out that I'm not sure that anyone will really believe this. I agree. However, I don't know how to say this. There are idiots out there that believe that Michelle Obama had a dick and she was a dude, but you can't believe in UFOs and ETs. There, I said it. I mean, let's see the other conspiracy that's bullshit. Oh, yes, Sandy Hook, where bunch of young innocent little lives were taken away in the blink of an eye because of a madman by the name of Adam Lanza. It wasn't a deep state thing. It wasn't a conspiracy theory. And you know that fat prick over there, what's his name? Alex Jones had just got sued and had to pay millions to those parents, as he should. So this is what I'm talking about, the power of the stars. The stars, and knowing how to read them, could break down any conspiracy theory. There are some conspiracy theories that are very, very true. Princess Diana murdered by the monarchy and by Prince Charles is very, very true. There are other conspiracies out there that are very, very true. But since this dragon took place in Sagittarius, this is where people bury their heads in the sand. People don't look for the truth. People don't seek out the wisdom and the knowledge and the evidence that's there. They just believe what their media tells them and say, okay. No. And as we go on, our media is going to start censoring more and more and more. You're going to have to do the homework here of getting the facts. I hope so too. Exactly. Because it is about the rich getting their karma and the poor getting their karma. Karma works both ways, good and bad. This is what I try to explain to younger occultists and younger witches who sit there and say, oh, there's no such thing as karma. There's no such thing as the threefold law. Well, that is true. I don't believe in the threefold law either. I just believe in we don't hurt the innocent. But how do I say this? Maybe it's because I studied astrology and that opened up my mind to something completely different out of the pagan realm. Once I started learning ancient astrology, whether it was the Nostradamus method or the Babylonian method, I learned that in the realm of the stars, there are certain planets that have karmic residue on them, which means they are a karmic planet by nature. Saturn, Neptune, Capricorn, Pisces. Oh, you know what? I'll put my Patreon up. Hold on. Let me go into my, here it is. I'm running a special too, actually. Here, I'll put it up. Bear with me. Where am I? There I am. And oh, for those of you that are on Patreon, I just posted the days of caution for the whole month of February. Usually I do it on the 15th, but I'm trying to get it out a little earlier to you guys on Patreon because we have a life. Sometimes you want to plan things. You'd really like to know what the stars are reading for that month. So instead of me waiting to the 15th, I'm going to start doing it probably around between the 8th and the 10th of every month. You'll get the month aheads. Mother, Maiden, and Crone. So if you are the Crone, you get it like 3 months in advance. So the Crone ones, you guys are going to be getting April, May, and June soon. So where was I going with this? Sweet Butterfly Girl, I was on a rant. The censoring is that's it. I was talking about censoring and what's getting ready to happen with our media and how they're going to try to keep censoring things, especially when alien disclosure is exposed. Okay. They're gonna try and really censor us. All right, so my Patreon is up there. My Patreon handle is there. I want to talk about Pluto because this is the biggie. It's the Pluto return. Now, a lot of modern astrologers are saying this is taking place in the second house of the United States in Pluto. Now, I'm not sure where. There's some astrology. Oh, well, thank you, VIP. Appreciate that. Thank you. I love Occult Gems. I miss her. I don't see her too often on here, and I haven't made contact with her lately. But I do hope she's doing well. That's wonderful. Thank you. So a lot of modern astrologers are saying it's taking place in the second house of wealth and money. However, Pluto, I could see how they would say that. And they're not wrong. Okay. That's the thing. I'm not sitting here arguing with a modern astrologer saying you're wrong. All astrologers bring some validity to the table. Okay. Well, I would never put down anybody that reads the stars, whether you're modern or ancient or whatever. Never, because you're a star child just like me. We're astrophiles. But Pluto being in the second house in modern astrology, yeah, that's going to rock the boat a bit, but that's not what's going to affect our economy. That dragon's tail in Scorpio is about finances. Okay, and there's a lot more to it than that. Like I said, I'll probably be giving the general public 4 predictions. I had over 25, but I had to condense a few because they correlate together, if that makes any sense. I could say plenty, but I'm going to wait. Till around the 17th or the 18th. But I do want to talk about this. According to my method of astrology, the United States is making its Pluto return in its 8th house, where it feels very comfy, because the 8th house is in the realm of astrology is ruled by Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto. Okay, so the Pluto sitting in the 8th house, the 8th house is death, drama, transformation, rebirth. This country is going to go through death. It's going to go through drama. It's going to have to transform itself, and then it will rebirth and be the kings again. But the United States is going to fall from grace with some of its allies. There might be some issues with our allies, issues with China, Russia. When will all planets go direct? Okay, well, I know that there's a lot of them that are in retrograde right now. Let me pull up my software. I know Uranus is going direct in January. Unfortunately, Mercury has already gone direct in ancient astrology. It goes direct in modern on the 14th. Hi, Doris. How are you? I already know it's gone retrograde Mercury on the 7th, because yesterday one of my monitors on my computer blew up. It didn't work anymore. I had to go and look for an old monitor. Luckily, I'm a pack rat with electronic equipment, and I save stuff. Luckily, I found an old monitor to hook up, and it's working just fine. And I just sat there, Let me go look at my January energy forecast. Sure enough, Mercury went retrograde. So, and I've always said Linda's a walking Mercury retrograde. I was actually born when Mercury was retrograde. So what that means is when I was a kid, and it makes perfect sense, I was a slower learner. I was dyslexic, so I kind of mixed my words around and didn't, read right. I wasn't just not a normal child. I didn't like mainstream education. I hated it. I wanted to go to the library and read about Sasquatch and the Yeti and aliens. Yeah, I was a weird kid. It's okay. I'm a weird adult now. When will all planets go direct? That's right. That's what I was doing. Let me clear my data here. Clear data here and now. So tell me how many. So we've got Venus. Okay, Venus. Let's talk about Venus first before I go on about Pluto. Venus, I'm fine. I'm doing very well. Happy New Year, by the way. Venus is in retrograde till I think the 29th of this month. So steer clear of getting your hair cut, hair colored. I said home remedies would be best. If Kanye West's mother would have followed the stars, she'd still be alive today. She should have never gotten her plastic surgery. What was her name? Donda? I think Donda. She should have never gotten her plastic surgery done when when Venus is in retrograde. It is a botched situation. Never get plastic surgery, implants, fillers, facials, hair color, haircut when Venus is going retrograde. You don't get married. You don't propose. You don't start picking up with someone and starting a new relationship. You don't go on any kind of new dates. Sometimes this energy creates an energy where we hook up with our ex or we get back together with our exes, things like that. But that'll go direct on the 20. No, it goes direct on the 29th. Venus is in Capricorn for longer than usual. Usually it's only about 3 months. This is 6 months, I think. Stays till March. So Venus goes direct at the end of this month. Mercury has just gone retrograde, so it won't come out of its retrograde till early February. Early February. What else is retrograde here? Let's look. Uranus. Uranus won't come out of its retrograde till mid-January. What else is retrograde? So we have 1, 2, 3 planets right now in retrograde. And they'll all be coming out of retrograde early January late January, early February. Some planets are okay, like Uranus. I think April something. Well, let's go look, sweet butterfly girl, just to be precise. The list on my computer here. I just got to. Oh, a lot of things are happening on January 18th. Day in the stars. Sorry. January 18th, not only do we have a nodal shift, but we also have the planet of rebellion coming out of retrograde on January 18th. So it'll come out on the 18th. Retrograde, anytime you have Uranus in retrograde, it's actually a good thing for a lot of us because it slows the planet down and we can reflect a little more, things like that. Venus retrograde as well. All retrogrades are always there to teach us some sort of lesson. Um, one of the things I'm noticing since Venus went retrograde is I have a lot of people coming at me for readings. Oh, and by the way, speaking of, that's Doris and a couple of others that are in the Facebook chat. I offer you guys a 3-card spread reading free to all my Patreons. So contact me with a question. I can't start it today, but starting this week, I will start recording and emailing you your 3-card spread question through the tarot. It's just a little gift I give to all of my Patreons. It's as a little thank you for supporting me. So those of you that are in Patreon, you know where to find me, and just throw me a question and I'll start doing your 3-card spread. But retrogrades in general, all of them there's lessons to be learned in each retrograde that happens to us. It's just it's a life cycle. It's a part of living, I guess. And before I go back to the Pluto return, I do want to say it's called the energy forecast. The free one gives the dates of the energies, but the paid subscription, I take you through the whole week for every week of the month. So I wanted to bring this to your guys' attention because in the energy forecast that I posted for Patreon, there is a part down there that says, so if you are into crypto investing or stocks, I said that between the 8th and the 14th that we would be going into a bear market. When I say bear market, meaning it's not in our favor. It's a bear market. When I say bullish, it means we're making money. When I say bullish, think of Taurus, the bull, representing money. It works in our favor. Bear is bad, bullish is good. So we are in a bearish market right now. And I've heard a lot of people going, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? This isn't good. This isn't good. There is something very unsettling happening within the banking world. And I'm not sure exactly what the hell is getting ready to happen. But the crypto world's taking a hit as well, along with these stocks. So that's why it's called a bear market. I'm hoping it'll get better. But this whole month is going to be rough financially for people because we're in this bear market. I'm also seeing like real estate starting to slowly subside in certain areas. There are going to be people that are going to have to go bankrupt this year. And unfortunately, those of us who've saved money to buy, you will benefit from someone else's misfortune. It's the way it goes. It's just the way it is. But if you're freaking out about your stocks and whatnot, your crypto, it is a bear market. My best advice, like I've checked all of my stuff and I'm still if you go into the red, then yes, you need to sell and get rid of. None of my investments are in the red, so I don't need to sell or get rid of at this point in time. I do believe crypto is going to explode in the next 365 days. And it has something to do with technology. I can't say too much because it is one of my predictions. I'm going to have to really pick and choose which ones I'm going to share with the general public. And like I said earlier, I'd like my Patreon to put their 2 cents in on which one I should share with the general public because I value you guys' opinion. So back to the Pluto return. Okay. Anytime, the 8th house, not the 8th house, excuse me, the 7th house. The 7th house is the house of marriage, partnerships, and contracts. And anytime you have Pluto sitting on your 7th house. This is the United States Pluto return. This is where there is a complete shift and transformation on our alliances with people. You know, we're referring to a country now, not a human being. So it's not about a marriage anymore. It's about an alliance with another country. We're going to have issues with other countries. There's an alliance that's falling apart or breaking away. Anytime you have that Pluto in the set. Now, if this was marriage, if this was a human being, this is the widow and widower factor right here. This is where a person can easily, you know, if I looked at someone's chart and I didn't know this was the United States, I would sit there and ask this person, have you been married? And they would say, oh, yes, but they're no longer alive. I'm a widow or a widower. That's the widower placement right there. We as a country are getting ready to lose something big with contracts, with partnerships. We are falling from grace in some way. Now, the only reason I have not posted for Patreon the full predictions is because I have to check one more person, one more human being. I talked about Donald Trump. I have to bring up Joe Biden. I have to go look at his stars. I'm hearing astrologers saying he's great. He's gonna, you know, he's doing good things for this country, and he might be. His stars correlate better than Donald Trump's did with the United States. Donald Trump loved himself. He didn't give a rat's ass about the American people. He was a very good actor, a very good salesman. He didn't give a rat's ass about anybody but himself. Joe Biden is a Scorpio. So Scorpio, look, this is the chart of the United States. It's a Cancer nation. July, August, September, October, November, fifth house falls into the United States' fifth house of love and romance. Joe Biden cares immensely for his country and for his people. Now, what I'm seeing a shift in with politically speaking is the days of you and I fighting over the left and the right, the liberal and the progressive, or the liberal and the conservative, that's coming to an end. Towards the end of this dragon cycle, it's going to be more about community. It's going to be more about solidarity. Less about left, right, and more about community, humanity. Less about, I don't want to say hatred and bigotry, but I don't know how to say this in a tactful way, so I'm just going to say it. Those of you who did follow Donald Trump, you had that right as an American to do, okay? But you were on the wrong side of history. And as time progresses on, it's going to be more damning to you as a human being to have been affiliated with him as this Scorpio tail comes to a head and more exposure comes out of our politicians and our political people and our religious people and even our actors and actresses in Hollywood, our prominent people. More things are going to get exposed. You're going to be very embarrassed and feel like a complete fucking jackass. We all make mistakes. So those of you out there that hold that against people, then you're no better than them. Forgive and move on. You have to forgive and move on. This country has to learn to heal itself. And it all starts with one thing. You're not going to like what I'm going to say, but it's Native American prophecy. Okay. Our country, this United States, was founded on murder, rape, . Americans have to accept the history, not the history we're taught in our school books, but the real Native American history, the real things that have happened to our indigenous. Once we accept what we've done as a nation, this is not my fault. This is not your fault in the chat. We had no control over this, but the first way we heal as a nation is to accept our mistakes. And this is with anything as a human being. In the realm of psychology, you accept your mistakes and you move forward. The United States has to accept the things that they have done. Not us as individuals, but our ancestors, the beginning of 1776 and how this all came about. Through what we did to the natives, through the slave trades, okay, things like that. We have to come to terms with what this country was founded on and accept it and heal. We have to heal. That's the word here. We have to heal from it. So it is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of us. I come from two sides of the family. One, my mother's first generation American citizen. My grandparents are right off the boat. Then you've got my dad's side of the family who are Masons and took a strong involvement with building this country. However, I'm educated enough to know that it wasn't my ancestors who built this country. It was their slaves. So that will piss some people off as well. But don't come at me getting all pissed off because of my white ancestors. I had nothing to do with that, and I did not ask to be reincarnated into this. And there's some of you out there that bring a lot of race into it, and I get it. I get it. Until there's equality for my people of color, then there is no equality. If there's only equality for one race, there's no equality for the rest of us. That's not right. That's not fair. I get it. But I've seen all kinds of things on TikTok about it's not our fault. Why don't we go tap into our white ancestors? And that is not how spirituality works. That is not how it's devised. We're all reincarnated into something. We've all lived a life as a white person, a black person, a native person, Chinese. It doesn't matter what your past life was and what you were. Man, woman. So we've got to get over this narrow-mindedness. Color. I get it's important because my color, the color of my skin, I know gives me, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives me advantage as to where other people don't have that advantage. So for myself, by reading the stars and trying to help other people of all walks of life, I feel what my ancestors did in the past is irrelevant in some ways, because it's not me. I didn't do it. And when I tap into my ancestral workings, the ancestrals that come through are not, they're the higher energy ones. They're the ancestors I don't even know and never met before. Also in the realm of spirituality, when you're being called to something, it doesn't matter what color your skin is. It's because you're being called by a divine, something higher. When I go and I look at someone's chart, here's what I can see. I can tap into 2 of your past lives. I can see whether you're gay, straight, bi, or transgender. I can see your gender. I can see whether you like junk food or you want to eat healthy. I could see things like that. What I can't see in one's chart is I can't look at your chart and go, oh, you're black. Oh, you're Chinese. Yes, I can look and see if you lived a past life as someone of an indigenous person, because it all is in the realm of Sagittarius, dragon tail Sagittarius, moon in Sagittarius, Saturn in Sagittarius. I could see things like that. But in the higher dimensional energy, we are not labeled through the color of our skin. That's a worldly thing here on this dense physical plane we call Earth. In the spiritual realm, there's no color. I call us sub races because there's black, there's white, there's Native American, there's Chinese. You've got the four wheel with the four colors: black, white, red, and yellow. Those are sub races of one race, the human race. That's the lesson people have to learn. This next dragon is to work together for the greater good as a collective. That's what I see with TikTok. That's the division I see. My audio is breaking. VIP, you could be right about that. The VI, the probably the U.S. Japan disruption. You could be right about that. One thing I'm going to say about the United States is this: they're not on board with digital currency at all. They're like way behind the times. And that's going to hurt us as a nation financially because, like I said, the United States is getting ready to go on its return here. And anytime you're dealing with a Pluto return, this is going into the 7th house. So this is a complete transformation on our alliances with people. This is a complete transformation on the contracts we sign as a nation. Okay. I've decided to tell you one thing about my predictions for the year coming up publicly. With every dragon, there is always cause and effect, and there's the ripple effect. Okay. So the last dragon was in a tail in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules the codification of thought, the Hippocratic Oath. It rules doctors. It rules the law. It rules justice. It rules higher learning and knowledge and education. It rules religion in some ways. We saw our medical industry at the brink of destruction, and it's still happening because of COVID. It's at the brink of falling apart. Every dragon has cause and effect. So this dragon's tail in Sagittarius created chaos within the doctor and nurse community. The next dragon is a tail in Sagittarius, or a tail in Scorpio. There are 3 signs in the zodiac that represent medicine. Sagittarius rules medicine through doctors and the Hippocratic Oath. Virgo rules medicine through holistic medicine. And okay, thank you for that message, Pam. That is good to know. So there's 3 signs that rule medicine. I just said Sagittarius rules the doctor and nurse world. Virgo rules the holistic medicine aspect of it and more holistic natural remedies. And then the 3rd sign that rules medicine is Scorpio. We have a tail going into it. Not only does Scorpio rule medicines, morgues, autopsies, it also rules insurance, the insurance world. What do you think is going to happen to all those people that are in the hospital right now with 4 or 5 month stays in the hospital, don't have insurance? I heard about one man in Palo Alto, California, who was in the hospital for 4 months and got his hospital bill for $1.2 million. get ready for a full restructure of the United States' health care system. I guess when you have greedy politicians who are lobbyists with the insurance companies, this is the United States' karma, and everything is crumbling. Now, there is a shining light here at the end of the tunnel in some ways. It was Pam who showed this to me yesterday. My daughter showed me as well. And I kind of sat there going, there are no accidents. This might be the remedy. The state of California is trying to get going a single payer health plan that will benefit people that are in the mid-income, poor and mid-income. I went for over a year when I moved to this state without any health insurance because I could not afford it. For me and both my daughters to have health insurance, it would have cost me over $1,200 a month. So there's going to be a major breakdown in the health industry with insurance, bankruptcies, people not being able to pay their bill. And it's going to be a big fuck you, pardon my French, to those insurance companies who price gouge, who charge $1,200 for a pair of crutches and $500 for a splint. Things that cost very little in other countries, they're gouging us. Our health system is corrupt and it's going to get exposed and it's going to fall from grace. So that is a prediction coming for 22, 23. Get ready, keep your eye on the healthcare industry because it's getting ready to be chaotic. But that's one of the things with a Pluto return on its own country happening. Suffer in some ways as a nation. What else can I say about this? I was planned on talking more about this when it happened, but I think some of you really want to know what's going on. So let's see. It's about, like I said, transformation. It's about regeneration as well. You're going to see more and more murders coming up. Rapes, sex industry takes a hit. a lot of murders. When I tell you to, I post on my Patreon the do's and don'ts of Pluto. I'm going to have to do the do's and don'ts of Mercury retrograde. But the do's and don'ts of a Plutonic phase are, one of them is not to get in arguments with people during that phase. More people have gotten shot and killed in those phases than any other phase. If they only would have had just a little bit of cosmic knowledge and know that when we're in a Plutonic phase, you speak less, you observe more. You don't become argumentative with people because you never know. There are souls out there that are true Platonic souls, and they feast off of this energy coming. Just watch yourself. If you watch the stars, you'll be able to know, and you'll be able to watch your back. But I'm going to save some of this for next week about the Pluto return. And the Pluto return is not even until next month, between the 20th and the 22nd, depending on what method of astrology you are practicing. This also represents a transformation in contracts, us signing contracts and how we do business. Contracts can also represent the health industry because we are a nation. I'm losing my voice. Hold on. But I will talk more about that next week. The Pluto return is going to be, there's going to be some transformations and some transitions. I'm not going to talk too much more about it because I want to save it for a news article I'm writing about it. But I will say this, our Plutonic phases will be stronger and stronger within this next year. So I would definitely heed the warning on those do's and don'ts of Pluto. They could possibly save your life. All right. And that is about it. I'm going to keep this. Oh, wait, one more thing. So Scorpio dragon's tail is going to be cruising the 5th house of the United States and the 7th house. No, excuse me, the 5th and the 11th house. Look closely. Dragon's tail, 5th. The dragon head, the 11th. The universal dragon is going to be cruising that. 5th house is the house of love, romance, children, creativity. The next year and a half, the United States will not feel much love, and a lot of our American children are going to die. So, with that being said, watch your children in this next energy phase. Watch them. This all correlates to something else that's coming for our American children, but I'm going to wait till this Friday to come out with that. I'll bring this chart back up. Our children are in danger, and this dragon is directly hunting for American children. Think of what Scorpio rules. I'm giving you a clue. Death, drama, transformation, sex. It correlates with our children. I can see which prediction I have to give. I'll do that next week. But anyway, let's do some cards, shall we? You turn the light on, open the blind so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. I'm going to be working from the Oracle card. So I have several people in Facebook Live, but I also have several people in YouTube. I guess once I get to 1,000 followers in TikTok, I can do lives and have it on all 3 platforms. Yep, I agree with you on that, sweet butterfly girl. This is not the time to procreate and bring children into this world. That brings me to another topic. Now, this you could consider a conspiracy theory. However, why do you think the state of Texas is pushing for that abortion law? All right, sweet butterfly girl, you were the first one to say yes, so we're going to pull your card first. If you want me to pull a card, just type in yes, and I will. Before I pull your card, why do you think Texas subconsciously is doing this with the abortion laws? Why do you think that is? Think about it. Because the United States of America is at its lowest in procreation and recreating that it's ever been. Okay. And by putting an abortion law into effect, especially for the white man, because that's the one. Okay, Jessica, I'll pull one for you too, because that's the race that's declining in procreation. White younger millennials are not having children, and it's not just the white people; it's all races. But that's why our politicians in Texas are doing that, because they're seeing their white race disappear slowly. People aren't procreating. People aren't having children anymore. I have no regrets having my kids, but in this day and age, I don't think I'd want to. All right, sweetie. Talk to you later, too. Thanks for the info. I'll pull a card for you later and send it to you. Actually, because they need workers and nobody wants to bring children here. Yeah, that's exactly right. They're starting to see a decline in population, procreation, especially of the white race. That's why they're doing it. That's why they want to get into your vagina and tell you what to do with it. That is why. Just my little conspiracy theory in my head. I could be wrong. Right, Doris? Bingo. Exactly. That's it. That's why they want control. They want you barefoot and pregnant. I listened to an old George Carlin skit the other day, and oh my God, I miss that man. I would really love to have. I wish he would have lived to see what he had to say about this whole thing now. But what did he say? Um, Pre-birth, you're okay. Preschool, you're fucked. Meaning they don't give a shit about you when you're born. Only the fetus. Once the fetus is born, then they chastise you if you have to go on public government help or whatever. um, can't get an abortion, so it's like a double-edged sword. You're poor, you have to get an abortion because you can't raise the child, but that's illegal. You can't do that. You have to have the child. Then you're made an example of because you're a poor single mother with a kid and you don't have money. It's double-edged sword. So George Carlin was right. They love you in the fetus. Pre-birth, you're good. Preschool, makes sense. Oh, that Georgie. I sure miss him. All right, sweet butterfly girl, here we go. Enough of my running about our stupid government and politics. That is hilarious. Most people can't even tell you how to put in a tampon, but somehow they know what to do when you're pregnant. I love it. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, some of these men that are in politics, maybe when you have a vagina, you could put your 2 cents in. But until then, shut the fuck up. Okay, sweet butterfly girl, here we go. Oh my goodness. Didn't we get this the last time? And I need to know if you've been working with her energy. I think we drew this the last time. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Did we get this the last time? It's been about a month or so since I pulled. Just curious to see if you have been working with her energy or not, because that is the second time. All right, Doris, I will pull yours next. And then Jessica, I'll pull yours. I'm going to write this down so I don't forget. Actually, it was Jessica, and then Doris. I'm writing it down so I don't lose count. All right, sweet butterfly girl, let me go find. It's a 36, which is a 9. Remember, 9s represent bringing things to completions, endings. Okay, that explains it then. Isn't she amazing to work with? I do like working with this archangel. Her energy is amazing. Archangel Ariel. So remember, 3 and a 6 is a 9, and that's about bringing things to completion or endings. But let's read it from the book. Anytime we're dealing with this energy, hold it back up. This is self-expression and speaking your truth. And this was placed upright, sweet butterfly girl. So Gabriel, wait a minute. Oh, this is Archangel Gabriel. Wait a minute. 36, not 39. Oh my goodness. Sorry, sweet butterfly girl. I sat there going, wait a minute. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. It's about intimacy and creativity. You had a dream about ending. Okay. That could be good. So upright, it's the second chakra, which vibrates in the energy of the beautiful angel Ariel. She sends a bright orange energy promoting inspiration, creativity, and greater comfort within intimacy. When this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. Do the TikTok. How it goes. Okay, give me your handle so I can follow you and promote you. This is also the time energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional that may be coming your way. I want to show it to all of my Facebook as well. So this is it. So where was I? Blah, 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 blah. Now you can open yourself up to the emotional intimacy that may be. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of of the Renaissance soul around you. And the affirmation, oh, sweet butterfly girl, I'm humbled by that. I don't see myself as that, but I am very much humbled by that. I appreciate that. Like I said, I never go into it with an ego because that's what gets you in trouble is a big ego. But I do appreciate that. And I do think this card is telling me and you, launch the TikTok, launch a YouTube, do something that vibrates with you and your soul. And Archangel Ariel is one of them. I think I have some of her magical oil. I have about 5 Archangel oils, and she is one of them. Also, sweet butterfly girl, not just for you, but for everyone else out there, you always want to call on her to protect your animals. Ariel is the great protector of animals. So, Ariel. Okay, Jessica and then Doris. And sweet butterfly girl, any questions you have, hit me up, okay? And I'd be more than happy to answer those for you. Just I'm trying to see what everyone's saying. Momita. Mamita? I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, Mamita. Welcome. And Kirat. God, I hope I'm pronouncing that. All right, Jessica, you're up next, hon. I only was going to go on here for an hour. I didn't expect to be on here for 2 hours. It's okay. I haven't been on here in a while. I've been doing a lot of work and finishing up a lot of readings. All right, let's see what we get. What messages do we have for Jessica? Messages do we have for Jessica? Okay. I've never drawn this card before in the deck, so this is a new one for me. But this is card number 25, which equals a 7. And a 7 can represent security. Okay. But you drew the card deceit. Now, it's not exactly what you think it is. It could mean that someone is being deceitful to you. I'm going to hold the card up while I read it. It's about hidden tactics and manipulation. So this means that there is probably someone in your circle that you should not be trusting. They have hidden motives, they have an agenda, and they're manipulative. This card comes as a warning that there may be some deception going on in your life or behind the scenes. The person hiding behind this curtain is, hold on, let me turn the page, is likely someone you know or deal with, either personally or professionally. The duplicity could be regarding a personal issue, like someone spreading rumors or disrespecting you or others within your circle or your family. Or it could be a business matter that where details are being hidden or even manipulated. Be aware of what is going on in your life and be aware of what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, Jessica, this is a message then. The universe is giving you a message. It continues to say, the man behind the curtain is holding a bag of something valuable. So if you look really close at this card, I don't want to turn the computer light on because it's going to put a glare, but he's holding something. It's almost like a jar or something, like a bag of coins. He's holding something in his hand. Okay, so it says here, it could be a business matter where details are being hidden or manipulated. Be aware of what is going on in your life. The man behind the curtain is holding a bag of something valuable. So watch your money and your good name and make sure that you have all the information you need to keep things honest and secure. A deeper layer of meaning may be that the deception is actually coming from within. Is there something that you're lying to yourself about in this case? Well, you've just clarified what this is. I don't need to go on and read that part of it per se, because you just posted, and for all my Facebook, she made the comment that I've been aware of someone being manipulative, not to me, but to my family members. So Jessica, get your wards set up, put some protection around you. If you suspect this is an individual, if you know who this individual is, I wouldn't say confront him, but I don't know if you're in the magical realm. If you're not, you might want to have someone bind him so he doesn't do any more harm to you or your family. Or at the very least, you don't even have to be in the magical realm to do any kind of protection. Okay? Protection. There's a couple of different ways you can do some protection. Maybe this week I'll get on and show you just some simple little things on how you can dress your candle. Simple protection spells to protect you and your family. I hope that helped, Jessica. All right, Doris, you're next. You know, I was drawing these cards last year when I had dealt with that awful construction worker that hit me off. And it said I should go to court. Well, I didn't. I just couldn't handle all of that. Okay. There you go. Good. I know exactly. All right. Yep. Just stop them in their tracks. That's all you can do. You're so very welcome, Jessica. Hang in there and be safe. I know you will be. All right, Doris, you're next, hon. Here we go. Let me just get the... All right, what messages do the universe have for Doris? Doris, what messages does the universe have for you, Doris? All right, it is the World. It is in reverse. Now, one thing I'm going to say about this deck is great. Even the reversed is a positive affirmation. So not like the tarot where you get the reverse and go, oh my God, it's in reverse. No, not as bad. It's actually very positive. So upright, it is card 29, and it is the World. Taurus card in a lot of ways, but it is in reverse. And 29 is an 11, which is number 9, 10, 11, which is a master number. So let me go to 20. 9. When it's upright, it is about expansion and opening up. And it's reversed. Hold it up and I shall read. Receiving the world reverse means that you've been severely limiting your viewings. You're thinking, it says here too narrowly, but I don't see that as thinking too narrowly. I think it more as we're focusing more on one thing and missing the forest. We all do that from time to time, but what it's telling me here is you're thinking too narrowly, either in your opinion or actions in what you feel you deserve. You may be feeling boxed in by old ways of doing things, not quite sure how to expand. This card calls for you to think creatively, think outside the box to find yourself in now. In addition, you may have emotionally painted yourself into a corner, surrounded by all sides by energies such as fear, short-sightedness, limited thinking, or self-doubt. But you still have the option to let all of that go. And this card is telling you, hold on, but you still have the option to let all of that go. This card is telling you not to wait a minute longer to do so. It's time to break out, see the unlimited horizons around you, and know that the world is waiting for you to take center stage. The affirmation here, Doris, is my life expands into boundless horizons and unlimited powerful energy. A world of possibilities is open to me now. So what this card is, I think, is trying to say is don't self-doubt yourself. Have some confidence in your abilities and what you can achieve and what you can do. Don't limit yourself, if that makes any sense, Doris. Yeah, do not limit yourself. I know for my own personal self, I am my own worst critic. If there is no one harder on me than me, and it's to the point where it even my own kids are like, okay, um, there's one thing to criticize yourself, but you're going to the point where you're actually bashing yourself, and it's out of the mouths of babe where the kids say, hey, words have power, words have magic. So by you saying these things, you're only hindering yourself, mom. It's like, oh, such a smart kid. It's true. More positive. Uh, I'm working on this myself. I don't know if this is an earth sign thing that we have to work on. Um, I'm Capricorn with a lot of Virgo in me. So I'm hard on myself and I'm critical of myself. And sometimes I obsess over one thing instead of focusing on the entire thing. So I don't know if that helped, Doris, but the best of luck to you, hon. All right, I think I'm done. Let me double check. I think I've gotten everyone. VIP, I didn't forget you. I had to just go and check. Let me write your name down here. VIP, we will pull a card for you. Let me scroll through and just make sure I did not miss anybody. We got VIP. They're up next. Let me go to my Facebook. Got Doris already. All right, Doris. Oh, wonderful. Doris, let me just show you the card one more time because apparently you couldn't see it, and I apologize. World in reverse. And I'm right on the money. You know exactly what that is about. Okay, good. All right, VIP. I don't see anybody else wanting a card, so VIP, you will be my last one. And my Facebook Live wants one. Please holler and let me know before I leave. All right, VIP. Here we go. Let me just get some shuffling going here. It's kind of nice to come on here on a Sunday morning, you know. Well, mornings turned into afternoon now, but it's really nice. to just relax and talk and unwind. And usually I get a little stressed when I come on here live, but not today. It's been rather pleasant. Nice. All right, VIP. What messages do we have for you? VIP. Bear with me. This deck is quite big for my hands, so. All right. You got the Thinking Man. Show it in Facebook, the Thinking Man. VIP, the Thinking Man. There. That's what it looks like upright. And it's card number 46, which is a 10. 10 is a 1. It's about new beginnings. The Thinking Man, but it was in reverse. So that is card number 46. Oh, I'm dropping the card. $46. All right, the Thinking Man. This is about, and I'm going to hold it in the position I pulled it. This is the male of wisdom and understanding. Okay, now it is in the reverse. So the Thinking Man in this position could represent a male in authority who is not acting in your best interest. But this card reversed is more about you than about, hold on, let me turn that page, than about, my nose is itchy. When I was a kid and I used to itch my nose, my grandmother would say that means I'm going to kiss a fool. This card in this position usually indicates such a learning and growth are actually a part of your own path, learning and growing, and you're not heeding the call. You may be destined to be a therapist, teacher, writer, publisher, psychic, or healer of some sort. Sorry, kids, for that interruption. Your soul longs to serve in this capacity, whether professionally or just in your personal life, but something seems to be blocking your way. But it's time to break through and move in the direction now. Remember, what you learn during your own growth, you will be able to share with others, often adding your own compassion and profound personal wisdom. VIP, does that make any sense? Does this correlate with you at all? Does it resonate in any way? The affirmation, this is also what my medium told me. God, I love these cards. They're so spot on. I think sometimes they're more spot on than tarot, in my opinion. Okay, so your affirmation, and I usually read the affirmations when the card is in reverse because psychologically, when we see reverse, we think negative, right? So hold on a minute. The affirmation for you, VIP, is this. Excuse me. I am willing to learn new things. It is safe and comfortable for me to open up and share. Okay. So there's gifts there. Don't be afraid to express them. Don't be afraid to show them to the world. Okay. And go with what your medium said. You have the potential here to soar like the eagle, VIP. Okay. Hang in there. You will be just fine. All right. I think that is it. I've covered everybody. Let me scroll through. I just got to make sure. Martha. I don't know if You're very welcome, VIP. My pleasure. I'm going to try to get on here once a week and just do cards. Obviously free of charge for all of you. Keeps me in practice and it gives insight for others. And I do feel more comfortable doing it here than I do on TikTok. I'm sure there's some people on there that are out to get me, and that's okay. Whether it's jealousy, ego, I don't know. Um, there are some people that think that they're God's gift to something, not realizing that there are 85 different ways to do an astrology chart. You are not God's gift to nothing. I'm not God's gift to anything. That's your ego talking. So, did I miss anybody in Facebook? Last call in Facebook. Does anybody in the Facebook realm before I log off of here want a card pulled? I've covered everyone in TikTok, or not in TikTok, in YouTube. And if you ever want to follow me on TikTok, I am Astro_Strega, Strega. My account is private for now. And I only did that because I'm busy. I don't have time to fight with people. I'm a writer. I have deadlines. I have things to type up for forecasts and for this and for that. That's why it's not that I'm afraid of anybody. I'm not afraid of anybody, especially a keyboard warrior. That's the last person I'm afraid of. I just see them rather as cowardly. It's easy to go on screen, even here on YouTube, and talk. Meeting someone in person is a completely different scenario. So, done. Now, I do have another witch box that came from the Witch's Moon. It just arrived yesterday. It hasn't been rated yet. It will get rated by my kids, and then I will get to show you the rest of what they let me keep. Anyway, you guys out there have a great Sunday afternoon. I was going to say something about we're not in any phases at the moment, so I think we're okay. Just got out of a Uranic phase a few days ago. Things are pretty mellow here for the next couple of days. It's a new moon energy, so get out there and enjoy this new moon energy. It is a green light right now for investing, even though the market's hitting hard. And us people who are into crypto, when the market falls, we just keep buying. This is a very good time to start buying some crypto because the market is dropping, and Ethereum especially is dropped to like $3,000. Those smaller coins. I will give you one thing. I'm going to leave you with two things. Two crypto coins that were brought to my attention last year and are going to skyrocket this year. The Graph, GRH is the handle, and Matic, Polymatic. Those are two of the cryptos that are going to skyrocket in the next 365 days. And this is coming from top crypto analysis. So they're under $1 a share right now. I think one's at 60 cents a share. The other one, I have slowly invested in this, but I'm going to throw another 20 bucks in today, probably, because it's a gamble, but try it. Anyway, you guys have a great Sunday. I will see all of you in a few days. Look for, I should get on here on Friday. We got a lot of things going on. We've got the full moon on Friday, the 17th in Cancer. Then on the 18th, we have the changing of the guards. And that is the lunar shift, the nodal shifts. I am currently studying to become a yield farmer. Oh, wow. How cool. Very cool, VIP. Very, very cool. But yeah, I will be back. Like I said, this week is a bear market, meaning we are losing money. It's bearish, not bullish, but you can you can invest in this market. Okay, even though it's a bear market, a lot of crypto's coming down. That is when you buy. You buy when they drop. You sell when it's high. Buy low, sell high. Okay, that's it for me, guys. I have some errands to run, and I will be back here in a few days. You all be safe out there. Goodbye, Facebook. Goodbye, YouTube. I will see you soon. You guys be safe and have a great day. Ciao.